September 2024 recommendations. Guys, fall is here and I'm so happy. It's about to be Halloween, so we'll be ready for that already, because woohoo. Anyway, now for the yes section, jackpot. The idea of this is so cool. So a person becomes a jackpot, and then everyone can kill them and get their money if they do it by the end of the day. If they survive, they get to keep the money. And then, believe it or not, this was a comedy, and it's actually pretty good. Reminiscence. I've played a game similar to this, and actually by the same title as well, back maybe a year ago or so. It takes people back into their past, and honestly, it's a little slow but amazingly acted. Space Cadet, in order to get into space, and she does it pretty well and pretty easily. Like, she barely tries. Breakfast at Tiffany's. This is a cute little movie with Audrey Hepburn. 2037. This poor character in this, oh my god, some of the worst experiences all happened to her in a matter of minutes. The first opening scene. But it does become very heartwarming later on. The Whale. If you guys haven't watched this yet, you need to. The story is amazing, and Brendan Fraser acted his ass off in this role, and he deserves all of the awards he won for this movie. Story is so good. Love it. I was crying. It was great. It was great. Pearl. Though I wasn't a huge fan of the sequel, I think it was called, is it X? Yeah, I think it's X. I liked this one a lot, and Pearl's character was written very well. That French word, case, French nightmare. This was gross. Wow. Upgrade. This movie's wild. So after his wife's murder, a man is left paralyzed and is given an AI chip to put in his brain so that he can walk again, and he becomes all badass until the AI takes over in his brain at the very end. Mea culpa. Tyler Perry be making some of the most messy movies, and I love it so much. I do. I trust this man with a good movie, and it was all over the place. Very messy, but in a really good way. The Acolyte. I always am scared to watch Disney live action properties because they're usually ass, and they don't give a shit, and you can tell they just phoned it in, and they want to make every single side story about every little thing instead of just making a solid movie. Anyway, but this one actually had a good vibe. I mean, I was surprised that it was definitely done much better than all the other shows I've watched. Alice in Wonderland. I've watched this before, of course, but I haven't seen it in maybe 15 years. So, I decided to watch it, and it's a forever classic, and also highly recommend the book. It reads really nice little read. Dark Gathering. So this girl has double pupils, which looks really cool in her design. And she can see both the spirit world and the regular world spontaneously at the same time. Though dark, still a very delightful little anime. Descendants, The Rise of Red. I know people say these movies are cheese and they're cringy and blah blah blah. I like these movies. I don't really care. I like them. Songs are good, set design's cute. The movie's cute. They're made off of Disney characters, so they're literally made for children. They're cute. I think they're cute. Didn't like the ending too much, though, to be honest, because it just felt kind of half-assy, but whatever. The Tunnel to Summer, the exit of goodbyes. There's this tunnel, and it exits goodbyes. Now, the time doesn't affect the same laws of time inside the tunnel, so it grants wishes. Kind of more or less it's what you're searching for, but we'd say it's those wishes. And it kind of came out of nowhere. I didn't expect that to be the plot line that it was headed in. I thought it was going in another direction. 6 Schizophrenic Brothers. This is such a sad case, and honestly mind-boggling, but very interesting to say the least. Vampires suck. Don't really remember the last time I saw this, but I wanted to show my boyfriend this masterpiece, so that's what happened. By the way, my boyfriend's never seen Twilight, so it was very fun to like watch a parody movie on something he doesn't even know. I thought it was funny. Beetlejuice. Not the most giant fan of the original. I want to watch it again because I haven't watched it in years, but I think it was a good enough movie to deserve a sequel, of course. I think this movie had a really slow start. I think the first 30 minutes, like, it could have been probably taken out or skimmed. But I think it picked up pretty good, and this movie gave us a Dolores. So, you know. Clean freak. I am a coon. This guy's a clean freak, but he plays soccer, and that's the gimmick. You know how most animes, they have, like, one gimmick, and then, like, that's the thing, especially, like, the comedy ones. Well, that's the gimmick, and it's funny. I like it. Just go with it. I've always wanted to watch this movie. I don't know why, like, I haven't watched it sooner. Like, I would see it advertised places, and I've always wanted to watch it. I just never did, and it's freaking cute, just like I thought it was. Rough Night. I love this. What is this type of genre? Like, it's a cute movie, and it's like something really bad happens, like that would be awful if you change the music and the coloring, and this was a drama setting, but they make it funny, and then it's a comedy. I don't know what that genre is, but I really like it. The randomness of it is the best part. Red Right Hand. Orlando Bloom glowed in this. He did such a good job. I have not seen him in a movie in a really long time. He did really good. I love to see him in movies again. Just one of the guys. This was one of the most hilarious reasons for a girl turning into a guy, because they do it in multiple movies. I don't even know how many movies I've seen with this exact plot. But this one was the most random and like least reason, in my opinion, for her to turn herself into a boy. Her reasoning was, her article didn't get published at the school newspaper, so not even like a real newspaper, right? And she was like, well, time to become a boy and fake my whole personality, because if I was a boy, it would have got published. Alright. Cats Don't Dance. This movie it's really good, and I've forgotten all about it. It unlocked a core memory when I watched it, and I was like, wait a minute, I've seen this before. Spread. So this is about a girl that needs a job, goes to work at a porn magazine. It's basically, I guess, supposed to be like Playboy, but it's Spread. And this was surprisingly heartfelt for most of it, you know. Now for the meh section. Hwayang, I think is how you say it. Oh Lord, visually, this was definitely good and creepy and everything. Like, visually, this thing had it. But, like, I felt like pacing-wise, I don't know, it just wasn't really made for me. Drive Away Dolls. This had the vibes of being a really good story. It had the making to be amazing, but it was just so meh. Like, I don't know, like, it had the idea to be good, but it just was so meh. You can even look at the reviews on Amazon Prime, and they say about the same thing. Teasing Master Takagi-san. This is a live-action version of an anime that I love a lot, and I would recommend the anime instead. This is a cute little drama, but I feel like the teasing and then all of their facial expressions and stuff are captured better in anime form. I don't know, but that's just me. Watchers. I should have known, based on the director of this movie, not to put that much faith in it. It didn't really show anything in the trailer. If you've watched the trailer for this movie, you know they didn't really show anything in the trailer. It was very ominous, and it didn't show a lot, but I was actually really curious about that, because I'm like, ooh, what? It didn't show anything. Well, then I knew why, because nothing really happens. Anywho, The Skin I Live In. So, this was constantly recommended and shown in edits and stuff on TikTok to me, and I was like, you know what? The way the little AI voice was described the movie to me is not what at all the actual movie is, and the movie is honestly a little hard to watch. And it's fucked up on like a lot of levels. The Boy and the Heron. This movie was one of the most random things Studio Ghibli ever came out with. And that's saying something, but it wasn't my cup of tea. Secretary. Let me tell you about Secretary. Okay, whoever wrote 50 Shades of Grey, I don't know who it is. I watched the first movie before everyone knew what it was when it first came out when I was very young. I laughed at it, never watched the other ones, didn't care. I was reading better stuff with the same premise on Wattpad. She definitely copied this. I don't care. I don't care what she says it was. It was she watched this movie. And that's how she figured this. She watched this movie. Let me tell you. Watch the movie for yourself. It's also based on a book. So the book and movie came out way before she even started writing 50 Shades of Grey. The main guy in here's last name is also Grey, if that doesn't tell you anything. From Prada to Nada. This family loses all their money, and then they're spoiled, and then comedy ensues. Belle, a retelling of Beauty and the Beast, but in the ways of horror, and yeah, it didn't work. No, The Last Inn. Oh Lord, had the plot of a 2-sentence horror movie. If you ever seen those TikToks, Jamie Private School Girl. It's giving 2000 Shane Dawson in every way. Night Swim. This would have worked great as an indie horror game. You know, I play them all the time on this channel, like really random, you know. Like it would have worked great for that. But as a serious movie, which they were trying to be serious about it, a swimming pool is not a good villain. So, Incoming. I watched this for Lauren Gray and then I quickly left. 18 If. So didn't expect this either, based on how it was recommended to me on TikTok. Again, this was in multiple ways not what I wanted to watch. Welcome to the Dollhouse. This movie's older. I think it's made in 1992. So some things in it happened that were really bad. For the time they were bad, and for now they're canceled. You would get canceled. But lots of it was really ew. Like it was on the ew side. And it was a really hard watch, honestly. To get into all the holidays of the season, and it's almost 2025.
Hadouken! Finish him!